Welcome to the BCU Wildcat Football Insider. I'm Lynn Thompson. Here's Terry Sims, our head football coach. As we take a look at the BCU Wildcat football team, went on the road this weekend to Washington, D.C. to open MEAC conference play, and it went down to the wire. As a matter of fact, the Cats led it until 39 seconds left in the game. Howard scores, and the Cats lose it 26-24 in a nail-biter in the nation's capital. And, Coach, this was a football game that most experts predicted that the team with the ball last would win it. We had the ball last. 39 seconds was not enough time for us to drive the length of the field to set ourselves up for a field goal. But this is a game that you said earlier after the game that we really should not have put ourselves in a position to have to drive the length of the field for 39 seconds.
No, we had opportunities all day long on offense, defense, and in special teams to take over this football game, and we just didn't do it. There were situations on defense where we had them stopped. We didn't get off the field on third down, and offensively, we just didn't convert on third downs. So we have to be a much better third down football team. We
did play well enough to win in certain situations, Coach. You saw a lot of great signs for the rest of the season. This is still a very exciting football team. But one thing you did say off camera that we want to state on camera, this conference is a tough conference.
It is. There's a lot of parity in this league this year, and it's great for the league. You know, you don't have a doormat team. You know, everybody has an opportunity to put a good football team on the field and compete, you know, for the win on Saturday.
Mike London has done a remarkable job in 1 year's time at Howard University, Coach, and he has turned that program around. A freshman quarterback, exciting offense. The fans certainly turned out in the nation's capital to see the Cats come. And let's take a look now at the highlights from the big football game in Washington, D.C., the Cats and the Bison.
Zone read, handoff, Jones dashing to the middle, has a first down, runs into a linebacker and an official at the 36-yard line. First and 10 BCU. Brim throws near side, caught by Frank Brown at the 37, gets 2 blocks, slips a tackle at the 30, and he's ushered out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Jones, the running back, takes it on a handoff, left side, Jones stiff arm 20, cuts near side 15, and he's tripped up by the turf near the 10-yard line. On a short drop, pressure comes, steps up, and then he goes down. BCU bringing pressure, he will throw it deep right side, and it's incomplete at the 30-yard line. Pocket collapses. Larry dances out of it. Now throws flats right side. Caught at the first down marker at the 40, at the 35, and Frank Brown will dance his way out of bounds. 5-step drop. Larry throws right side. Caught by Davis at the 25. Davis scoots to the 20, and he'll be tackled down about 4 yards short of the marker. Fourth down again for the Bethune-Cookman offense. Snap to Larry Brim. Pocket breaks down, and he's sacked. Back at the 26-yard line. No, he gets up and runs, and Larry takes off. Officials are still tracking it. Larry's at the 5. Larry's at the 3. Larry's in for a touchdown, BCU. My goodness. Uriel Hernandez on for the extra point. It's true. Snap to Larry Brim. Pressure coming from the right side. Throws it deep right end zone, one-on-one, and it's caught for a touchdown. Frank Brown.
Great job. Frank ran an arrow route that time, or a flag route. We call it the corner route.
Second and 9 for the Bison offense. Newton, 3-step drop. Pocket collapses, and Kalen Newton goes down. Sacked by a trio of Wildcats, and leading the charge is Marquez Ford back at the Bison 42. Slot in motion, shovel pass right side. Bird looking for the edge at the 25, at the 20, at the 15. Bird puts on the Jets, and he's in pay dirt. Touchdown, BCU.
Bird speed right there. That is what speed does to you. He got that edge. Nolan, you saw it coming early, but he got to the wall so quick, he was in the alley.
Shotgun for Brim. Mitchell motions from slot left. Triple option. Tompkins up the middle. Breaks a couple tackles. Has a first down on top of the midfield logo out to the 46.
That's what I'm talking about.
They'll only rush 3. Brim wants to throw. Unleashes it right seam. A first down. Caught at the 36-yard line deep inside Howard territory.
Good job right there.
Kevon Mitchell. At a high snap. Brim brings it down. Plants. Throws to the middle of the field. And it's caught at the 25-yard line. Frank Brown will rumble down to the 20. Another first down for Bethune-Cookman. This would be a career long. Snap. Hold. The kick from Hernandez. It is good. Newton pressure in his face. Throws. And it's picked off by Bethune-Cookman at the 4-yard line. Throws it right into the hands of Arthur Williams. Two running backs. One stays in the block, throws right seam, an open man, and it's incomplete at the 5-yard line. Quarterback draw, Larry Brim jukes. Larry cuts to the left, and he'll be just short of the marker at the 45-yard line. Only a yard to go. Here's the snap. Tries the left side, and he won't get it. He's dropped back at the line of scrimmage. Step drop, pressure comes, escapes to the right, pump fakes, cuts up. Newton is brought down right near the first down marker. To the left side, Newton is in the end zone. Touchdown, Howard. With 39 seconds left in the game.
On the road, from the MEAC SWAC Challenge to the Celebration Bowl, everyone is competing from start to finish. A MEAC championship is not only on the line, but so is a trip to the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Each game will count, from the first to the last. With dominating offenses and powerful defenses, we leave it all on the field. And at the end of the road, only one team will be standing as the MEAC football champion. And we'll see you in Atlanta on December 16th.
Hey Wildcat fans, it's that time of year again for you to secure your 2017 BCU football season tickets and make sure you have a front row seat to support the Wildcats and the athletic program. For only $100, you can become a season ticket holder. Quit asking for the hookup and buy the hookup. That's right, get the hookup package for just $100 and get all 4 home games, including homecoming. Call the BCU ticket office today at 386-481-2465 to get hooked up today.
In the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, success for our student athletes isn't just measured by wins and losses, points on the scoreboard, or individual stats. It's also measured by their performance in the classroom, in the community, and ultimately graduation. Our student athletes aren't just playing to win a single game, they're playing to win at life. Because games end, but life keeps on going. The MEAC, educating student athletes for the game of life.
The DNA of Bethune-Cookman comes from the heart of a great woman whose legacy lives on today in each and every Wildcat.
I leave you love. I leave you hope.
I leave you a thirst for education.
I leave you faith.
I leave you finally a responsibility to our young people.
Great leaders always leave something for others to follow.
What will you leave us?
Welcome back to the Wildcat Football Insider. I'm Lynn Thompson. Terry Sims here. We're talking about the 26-24 loss at Howard University. The Cats are now 0-1 in MEAC conference play, losing in the last 39 seconds on a drive by Howard University. Coach, offensively, if we go through the ball game with no turnovers and only 7 penalties for 55 yards, and we dominate time of possession, normally that's a prescription for success. But on this day, Coach, the team that had the ball last seemingly won the football game. 22 first downs on the day. We controlled almost 200 yards rushing. Larry had another great day throwing the ball, 16 of 27 for 185 yards. He spread the ball around again. Frank Brown comes up big. But we could not convert on crucial, as you mentioned in the opening segment, third down situations to keep drives alive, particularly in the last 8 minutes of the football game. And there it boiled down to, according to the fans, one critical drive with less than 2 minutes to go when Howard had no timeouts left. We drive down the field and we make a fourth down call. We go under center. Larry takes the snap and is stopped for a loss. Couldn't pick up 1 yard, and that's where Howard picks up gets possession of the ball with less than a minute to go.
Yeah, and you know, with that fourth down call, you know, let me first and foremost say, you always know you can get a yard. You believe you can get a yard, and you want your offense, and especially the offensive line, to believe that you believe in them.
And every lineman I know wants you to run that ball. Everyone says, run it over me.
Yes, they want to get that 1 yard. And, you know, we had a play called. We were a little slow executing the play on the football field. So that was part of the issue with it. And, you know, people say, well, why didn't you call a timeout and talk about it, or why didn't you punt the ball? You know, there are a lot of answers after the fact. You know, if he had gained that 1 yard, everybody was still dancing. Exactly. So, you know, it happens. We're not proud of it. We're not happy about it. But, you know, we got to go back to the table and look at some more situations and more solutions to our fourth down situations, because it'll be another chance for us to do that in the future, and we got to get it right.
But, you know, Coach, you know, in these situations are always discussed as a staff. You go through these things. You look at percentages, you look at tendencies, and then you have a strategy in each of these situations. And so you're already looking at the situation, and you say, okay, here's what we're going to do.
And you know, you're exactly right. We go through those situations at least twice a week on the field, and as a coaching staff, they're almost discussed daily, you know, as an offense and a defense and as a whole staff. So those things are not just off the cuff. It's things that are thought about. We just had, you know, an opportunity at that point in time to run a play real quick that it worked for us, you know, the last couple of times we've run it. We were just not successful this time running the play.
It worked in Southeast Louisiana.
It did, and it worked in Southeast Louisiana on fourth down.
That's right.
And we picked it up, and you know, we really thought we had a good shot at it this time, and it was, you know, the play was there. I'll never put a game or situation on a player. You know, Larry missed the gap that it was in, and he went outside a little bit, and that left that overhang guy free to hit him, and we got tackled right on the line of scrimmage. But, you know, again, we're going to continue to work, and we're not going to let this kill our season.
Okay, two guys that had great football games, Mike Jones and Quayshawn Byrd.
Mike Jones, you know, is Mike Jones. He's doing what we expect Mike to do, and, you know, the thing that kind of started the day off to be a little rocky, Mike runs and he's in the open field and he just trips and falls.
Yeah, a certain touchdown.
And that never happens with Mike Jones, at least. He's never a guy that does anything like that. But he came back and continued to have a great day running the ball and continued to pick up in our pass protection. And Quayshawn Byrd is just what we thought he would be. He's an explosive football player. It's going to be a great addition to this offense and something great for the Wildcat fans to see in the future.
This freshman from Flagler Palm Coast High School in Palm Coast, Florida is something special, and you're going to see a lot more of him. Coach, also Frank Brown really got off to a good start, didn't he?
He did, and you know, Frank does that. Frank will find an open area, and he and Larry hooked up as they have been for the last couple of years, you know, and we knew that sooner or later he would show up. And he did on Saturday.
Okay, we'll come back in just a few moments. We'll talk defense. And the Cats certainly had a lot of pressure put on them. They gave up a lot of yards in a day, but we knew that was going to be the case. We'll come back and talk about that and also special teams play.
On the road, from the MEAC SWAC Challenge to the Celebration Bowl, everyone is competing from start to finish. A MEAC championship is not only on the line, but so is a trip to the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Each game will count, from the first to the last. With dominating offenses and powerful defenses, we leave it all on the field. And at the end of the road, only one team will be standing as the MEAC football champion. And we'll see you in Atlanta on December 16th.
Hey Wildcat fans, it's that time of year again for you to secure your 2017 BCU football season tickets and make sure you have a front row seat to support the Wildcats and the athletic program. For only $100, you can become a season ticket holder. Quit asking for the hookup and buy the hookup. That's right, get the hookup package for just $100 and get all 4 home games, including homecoming. Call the BCU ticket office today at 386-481-2465 to get hooked up today.
In the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, success for our student athletes isn't just measured by wins and losses, points on the scoreboard, or individual stats. It's also measured by their performance in the classroom, in the community, and ultimately graduation. Our student athletes aren't just playing to win a single game, they're playing to win at life. Because games end, but life keeps on going. The MEAC, educating student athletes for the game of life.
Thanks for coming back with us here on the Wildcat Football Insider. The Wildcats lose on the road to Howard University 26-24 in a nail-biter that went down to the wire. 0-1 in conference play and a chance to change things up this weekend as the Cats finally get off the road. Our home opener this Saturday against the Savannah State Tigers in Daytona Beach Municipal Stadium against finally, Coach, we're home to open up after being the Road Warriors, and we got to find a way to fix things and really get in the win column in conference play. But now let's talk defensively about the performance. We knew that we were going to give up a lot of yards this weekend to a very innovative Howard offense, and you did give up a lot of yards. But still, Coach, the defense played well on the road. They were gassed a little bit, led this Saturday by Daquan Richardson with 12 tackles. A lot of guys you did play with a lot of different tackles. Your linebackers you knew would probably have to step up big this week, and Marquise Hendricks, Delwan Beard, Trevor Merritt, all those guys had to get a lot of tackles, and they each did.
Yeah, they did. And as I said earlier in the year, anytime you have a safety leading in tackles, then that's not good. Yeah. And it's not going to be a good day for you. Our defense didn't play terrible. We just did not stop the run as much and as often as I would like. We had way too many runs that went after the first contact. And they extended drives by, allowing guys to fall forward and gain extra yards. So we got to go back to the drawing board, and we got to fix that. We got to have our tackling circuits and make sure that our guys understand how important tackling is this week.
So you're going to get back to basics?
Yeah, we are. We're going to get back to basics. We're going to get back to our tackling circuits. We're going to get back to the stuff that we do every day anyway, but we're just going to emphasize it a little bit more and add a couple of periods to practice to make sure that we hone in on all those skills.
One of the things that we did notice in the first two ball games, you were able to rotate a lot of your interior linemen. This week you had a couple of guys who were nicked up.
Yeah, we did, and one in particular, Uriah Gilbert, he did not play this week. He had a concussion issue. He was on concussion protocol, so he was not available for this weekend, and that's a huge gap to fill inside with him leaving. Daniel Palmer was about 70% this week with his ankle. He played a little bit, but not a lot. So having both of those guys out on the inside, it left a lot of work for Dashawn Ray and Jerome Howard and Malik Slaughter. It left a lot of work for those guys to get done, and they did as much as they could do. They held up for the entire football game, but we still had some holes to fill, and we gotta fight through those things and keep pushing and finish the football game.
Now this week, and one of the things about conference play, Coach, when you go into conference play on the road, there's a squad limit size.
Correct, and you can only take 60 guys on the road, whereas the home team can dress the whole team if they want. So, they had a lot more guys available, but it's the same thing whenever anyone travels. You're only going to have 60 on the road. So we couldn't travel some of the down-the-line guys this time because it was a conference game, because those are the guys that we had available at Southeastern and other places like that to give our guys a blow, during critical times in the game.
Coach, this week we noticed a couple of other things defensively. You were actually able to also play a couple of different defenses, nickel defenses. Kennedy Nduku played a whole lot more than he normally does, played extremely well. Arthur Williams was back. He's finally healthy again. He played well. And you were able to substitute those linebackers. Devin James, Trenton Bridges came in. Now you've got some new guys, James Hendricks, along with so many other guys who are back there, Coach. And then, these guys really are able to stay fresh now, aren't they?
They are. And having all the guys we have now and being able to provide depth, for our defensive coaches now, I think it's just going to speak volumes for us down the road, because these guys are getting valuable experience right now, and we're going to be better as the season goes on.
They tried to go deep a couple of times on Jamal Burgess, and they did not try as many times, believe it or not, Elliott. Where earlier in the season, teams were trying Elliott.
Well, every team that really doesn't know Elliott yet, they'll try it because he's the smaller of the two. But Elliott is probably the best cover guy that we have right now at that position at corner, and he's a fighter. He doesn't care who the receiver is, how big he is, what his stats are. He just plays football, you know. And they targeted our other corner after they found out, you know, that they could complete some passes. You know, they attacked him a little bit, and we had to start putting the guy over the top to give him a little bit of help in the end of the football game.
Anthony Field, y'all, how was preseason MEAC Offensive Player of the Year? People have not been able to hold him in check. He had a decent game against us, but we were able to limit him.
Yeah, we made it our business to know where he was at all times. You know, we didn't do as good a job with the quarterback as I would like, but we kept Anthony in check for the most part. And he did not have 100 yards, which is not like him. You know, he's usually a guy that has 150, 200 yards a game because that's the type of back he is. I think we held him to 90 yards for the game. And I really, really think that's a plus for our defense. We just have to continue to fight and finish and not let, you know, the quarterback, because we're going to face some more running quarterbacks in this league, and we'll face another one this Saturday.
We'll come back in just a few moments, and we'll turn our attention now to Savannah State. The Tigers come calling this Saturday in Daytona Beach, and we'll take a look around the rest of the league.
On the road, from the MEAC SWAC Challenge to the Celebration Bowl, everyone is competing from start to finish. A MEAC championship is not only on the line, but so is a trip to the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Each game will count, from the first to the last. With dominating offenses and powerful defenses, we leave it all on the field. And at the end of the road, only one team will be standing as the MEAC football champion. And we'll see you in Atlanta on December 16th.
Hey Wildcat fans, it's that time of year again for you to secure your 2017 BCU football season tickets and make sure you have a front row seat to support the Wildcats and the athletic program. For only $100, you can become a season ticket holder. Quit asking for the hookup and buy the hookup. That's right, get the hookup package for just $100 and get all 4 home games, including homecoming. Call the BCU ticket office today at 386-481-2465 to get hooked up today.
In the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, success for our student athletes isn't just measured by wins and losses, points on the scoreboard, or individual stats. It's also measured by their performance in the classroom, in the community, and ultimately graduation. Our student athletes aren't just playing to win a single game, they're playing to win at life. Because games end, but life keeps on going. The MEAC, educating student athletes for the game of life.
The DNA of Bethune-Cookman comes from the heart of a great woman whose legacy lives on today in each and every Wildcat.
I leave you love. I leave you hope.
I leave you a thirst for education.
I leave you faith.
I leave you, finally, a responsibility to our young people.
Great leaders always leave something for others to follow.
What will you leave us?
Thanks for coming back with us here on the Wildcat Football Insider. The BCU Wildcats closed the book on the trip to Howard University, losing it 26-24. We're 0-1 in conference play, 1-3 overall, and now finally home this weekend as we open up our homestand against the Savannah State Tigers. And Coach, you've got a bone to pick, so to speak. Last year we went to Savannah State and they upset the Cats. First time they'd beaten the Cats in, oh man, over maybe almost 2 decades. And now this football team of yours is very hungry and so happy to be able to be home and to basically to not get on a bus or a plane to go play a football game. But more importantly, they're on a mission now. We've got to really get back on track, and all is not lost. You said earlier that there's a lot of parity in this league, and that the road to the Celebration Bowl has some hurdles and some bumps and some potholes. And we don't think that anybody is going to go through unscathed.
Right. Yeah, we'll see a lot of people drop games in this league this year, and it'll probably be a lot like our game, and I'm sure we'll get to it later on, but the Howard not Howard, but the Savannah State FAMU game, it was close.
Yeah.
A lot of games in this league have been close over the past 2 weekends, and I think it'll be the same way as the season goes on because people are going to continue to get better.
Well, let's talk about Savannah State and FAMU because that's the opponent that comes calling this weekend, and Savannah has a chance to win it this past Saturday. The game ends on the 1 yard line.
It does. They have a chance to score. They're on the 1 yard line. They run a little read option play, and the quarterback decides to pull the ball and throw it in the back of the end zone to a receiver, and his running back walks in the end zone. There's nobody there. So if he gives the ball, Savannah State wins. Mm-hmm. And that's the kind of thing that happens. You can't blame the kid or say, what did he do? Because he's reading the defense, and that's what he saw, and his read told him to pull it, and that's what he did.
But, Coach, you said something earlier that our fans, and we appreciate the passion of these fans, but you're coaching kids.
We are, and these young men, they make mistakes, and they're going to do things that are a little bit uncharacteristic at times. But we just have to continue to coach them and continue to groom them and help them grow, not only as players but as people.
Savannah State is a very much improved football team, and you saw it last year, and you see it now.
Yeah, you do, and you continue to see the progress that Coach Rayburn and his staff has done with this football team with recruiting and bringing better guys in there, better looking players, just better skilled players. And watching them put these guys on the football field and put them to work, and they're seeing the actions now of all their hard work.
They've been on the road, much like us, for the first 3 weeks of the season, Coach, playing guarantee games, and they thought that they had a chance to win that one. And so them being, 2.5, 3 hours down the road, a lot of them, your home folks from South Georgia, they're going to be coming here to try to ruin your weekend.
Yeah, and we're going to do everything in our power not to let that happen. We have to get back on track ourselves, and we're preparing daily to make sure that we can go and put together a good game plan, in all 3 phases. But, most importantly, to give our fans something to be proud of and to be excited about for this 2017 season.
And for you fans, this is your last chance to get your season tickets. The hookup package is still alive. Make sure you contact our ticket office to take advantage of that package right now. The ticket information is there on the screen. Please take advantage of it. And if you're in town, Daytona Beach Thursday night at 7 o'clock at the 90 Degrees Sports Grill, come on, join Terry right there and Nolan Alexander at the Terry Sims Show. Come out and ask Terry any question you want to ask him. If not, log on to the Cat Eye Radio Network at 1380 The Cat, and you can listen to it live. Hey, if you can't make the game this Saturday, make sure you just tune in to the Cat Eye Radio Network and listen to us in your locality. If you can't, you can catch us on live stream. We're out of time, but we sure need you to continue to support the Wildcats. 4 p.m. kickoff, Daytona Beach Municipal Stadium. For Terry Sims and the Wildcats, I'm Lynn Thompson. We'll see you at the stadium.